Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and record this. I'm sorry, we're going to build this lamp. It's very easy. We're going to do it with polygons. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new scene. And what we're going to do is first we're going to start with a base. And the base looks like it has a basic cylinder base to it. Alright. Then we're going to make sure that, see if this needs a fillet. Okay, so we're going to have a fillet to it just to kind of make it nice and round, since we can do that right off the bat. Alright, so now what we're going to do, actually, well, let's see if we can, yeah, that'll be fine. So now we're going to go ahead and make it a editable object. It is one solid object. We're going to shrink this down a little bit. Make a nice disk. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to make grab one of the middle edge loops here. So this thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale it down so that it is a little bit thinner, because we're going to extrude these faces out to create these little knobs, and it kind of goes up and then it opens up where I believe the lamp would be right here. Alright, so let's go back. We're going to now get our face mode. I'll use my live selection just so I can select all these faces in the middle. And then I'm going to extrude out just a tiny bit. Alright. And then we're going to extrude inner. Make sure you have preserve groups on just a little bit. Alright, there you go. And then we're going to do an extrude out. I'm going to make this pretty tall, so I think if I look at it, looks like one of those standing lamps that you have in the corner somewhere, because you're cool like that. Alright, so we're going to extrude out till we get about, say that's a good height to it, height ratio. And then let's go ahead and check it out. So now we're going to work on this little part right there. So now we are going to go ahead and do an extrude inner, but we're going to go out. And then we're going to do an extrude up a little bit, and then we're going to scale, get the scale tool, and then you can click and drag and you get it all uniformed. So there you go. And then we'll just do another extrude just a little bit taller, so we'll say that that's where the light bulb and all that stuff is, but it's going to be covered up by our lamp right there. Alright. So the next step is going to be pretty easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new piece of geometry. We're going to go ahead and go with the tube. Alright, so we're going to move it up, and then we could probably even create this without even making it editable. But we might make it editable just so we can make the bottom a little bit bigger than the other one. So the inner radius, so we're going to make this inner radius a little bit. Let's bring this in a little bit so see how big that would be. Alright. Make it a little bit thinner just so that we can go ahead. So that looks like a good size. We're going to add some height to it. Move this down a little bit. Alright. We don't want to add any cap segments. We don't need anything like that. We don't need any height segments. Let's see if the fillet looks like it. That's how it's actually going to be. It can be pretty hard, so we'll just not put the fillet on there. It gives us, we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we got this look to it, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go make it editable, and what we're going to do is I'm going to get my edge mode, and I'm going to select the inner edge and the outer edge loop by double clicking on those lines, and then I'm going to get my scaling tool out, and we just select them. Forgot that they're not selected together. So Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our face tool. Let's see if we can get the faces to work. And I'm gonna just try to select all the faces and see if we can scale the faces. Actually, you know what might be best to do for this particular one? We're gonna select our verts, and we will do a live selection of the verts and we actually make sure we do turn off the only select visible elements. So now if I select these two and move them together, it's going to be, although that this is not together, it's going to bring all those parts together. Alright, just want to make sure that you are not selecting any bottom parts. If you are, the easiest thing to fix it would be to just hold down Control and deselect them. So I am holding down Shift while I'm going through these different sections right here. If I can keep it at this angle where there's not really going to be any geometry underneath where I'm selecting with these live selection tools, then I won't have to worry too much about what I'm doing with the bottom. I don't have to worry about the bottom verts, because I'm just selecting from these top verts and then it's going into nothingness. Alright. Again, I see that I have a couple on the bottom, but we'll get that in a second. Alright. I'll hold down Control and I'll deselect those. So now they're all at the top. Spin this around again so we can see what's going on. And now we can get the scaling going on with that. So we uniformed. There we go. If we want to make it a little bit longer, and then we'll scale it out just a little bit more. And then we can select the whole thing and I'll scale it in just a little bit. And I'll bring it up. There we go. We got our lamp. Take a look at that. Well, it does look like it's a little bit taller. But we can fix that. Taller, bring it up. There we go. That looks pretty spot on. Okay, that's the lamp.